Hey guys, Kendra Hermit Wife here. I know I just uploaded a video about my casual outfit of the day, my cleaning outfit of the day today, but I wanted to go ahead and make a bonus video for you guys today of all my tattoos. I currently have 3. A couple people have commented on my tattoos and sent me private messages. Hey, you should do one of your tattoos. So I had a few minutes today before I start cleaning, so thought maybe I would go ahead and do one. I only have 3 right now, although I have I'm going to be covered by the time I'm done if I get all the ones I want. The next one I plan on getting is going to be a couple of birds right here. I will upload a picture of it right about here. It's for 2 babies that I've miscarried this year. I've only miscarried 2, but it happened both of them this year. Me and my husband Ryan just got married last August, and since then we've been trying to have a baby, and we've already lost 2 on our 3rd try now of trying to get pregnant, and so far we haven't got anything from the doctors saying that I'm unable to carry. They haven't given me any reasons why I'm miscarrying. So they just keep telling us to keep trying, and then it's just a fluke thing. So hopefully it is, and hopefully we do end up having a child. In which case there'll be a lot more stuff for me to videotape for you guys. So that'll be fun for us to go through. But so that's the next tattoo I plan on getting, is getting a couple of birds right here, like in that picture. With the in the picture on the very bottom, you see the watercolors. The one on the left side has the watercolor going behind it, behind the birds, kind of flowing with it. That's what I want, but on the right picture it has the colors that I want. It's blue and pink. The miscarriage ribbon is half blue, half pink. So I thought of maybe doing some watercolor following underneath the birds behind it in the blue and pink to tie in the miscarriage ribbon. The birds being our children being free, being set free, and being happy and flying away. And I hope that my babies are in a better place in heaven, and they're watching over me, and I will see them someday, and they can watch over hopefully their baby brother or sister and watch over them. So enough about that before I get emotional. So that's the next tattoo I plan on getting after that. I really want to get a quarter sleeve on this arm, starting on my shoulder here, maybe putting one here in the front of random garden flowers, and just going down, just quarter sleeve, just going down, half sleeve I guess, just going down right above my elbow here. Black and gray, or I'm thinking about doing a color. I have a couple of ideas. I have a collage here, which I'll upload right about here. Of what I plan on getting for tattoos. So those are the next 2 that I really have in my head that I really want to get. The miscarriage birds, of course, is coming first, because the sleeve is going to cost a lot more. The birds are probably going to cost 100 max, and where the sleeve could go up to 900. So it's been something I've wanted for a really long time. So far, my biggest one is the one I have on my leg. Like I said, I have 3. I have one on my wrist, one on my right hip, and I have one on my right leg. So I'm gonna get up and go ahead and show you guys. I'm gonna go in order that I did get them, and I'm gonna tell you the pricings of how much I spent on each one. And the pricings are different depending on person, depending on location in the US or outside the US. It definitely gets cheaper or more expensive. I know, sometimes I've talked to a couple people in Australia, and their tattoos tend to be a lot cheaper than if I was to get a tattoo here in the US. And it also depends on the stylist who's doing it. It depends on how big of a company they have. My first one, I got a BB's Tattoo here in Newport, Maine, and that's where I plan on getting my next 2. I really want to go back to them. And they are a little pricey, but they are the top tattoo parlor in Maine. So they're the best, and if you're gonna get a cheap tattoo, it's gonna look cheap. Something permanent on your body, you want to spend a decent amount of money on something if you want it to look good. You're not gonna go get a $30 tattoo like on my wrist and expect it to be perfect, because it's not. My wrist was $30. It's not perfect, and I regret getting it where I got it. So it is what it is. It was just a little tattoo, little things like that. A lot of people don't tend to worry about too much, and I really didn't at the time. I really wanted to get it. It was meaningful to me. All my tattoos are meaningful to me, and I'll go through with that and tell you all the meanings as I show them. So the more money you spend, the better it's gonna look. So it's good to spend more money on it. So my sleeve is gonna look amazing. Yes, it's gonna be $900, but it's gonna be worth it. Because if I was to get the sleeve at a cheaper price at a cheaper parlor, spend $300, it will look like it cost $300 instead of $9. It will not look good. The shading won't be on point. The outline will be squiggly, and it won't be full in completely. It's permanent. You want to love it. So let's dive down in. I'm gonna go with my first one. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. All of the tattoos that I have done some sort of draw up of my own in the first place, and then elevated it and gotten it more in detailed with the artist. But I have started the design. I've made the design all my own with all of them. So I've drawn and made the design all myself. So let's start there. My first one, I got a beauty tattoo in Newport when I was 18 or 19. I think I was 18. Just turned 18. My mom's like, yeah, sure, go get a tattoo. You're not gonna get it done anyway. You hate needles. And I came back and she's like, holy crap, you actually did it. So, I do not regret it. I love my tattoo. I drew it myself. It's meaningful to me, and like I said, I'll explain the meaning as I show you guys what it looks like. It's a little easier to explain it while you're seeing it. I regret the spot of it, somewhat. It's on my right hip. It's a lot bigger than I should have gotten it. I should have gotten smaller, because now that I've gained weight since I was younger, obviously. Now that I'm gonna have a child, hopefully sometime soon, it's gonna stretch out the tattoo in the location. I should have had it further down or smaller. I got it on my right hip because it was my first tattoo. I didn't know if I would want it to be visible. I didn't know how I would take it, how I'd like it. I didn't know if I would be something I'd want to hide for the rest of my life. I didn't want it to stunt any future goals that I had. You know, some places are like, no visible tattoos, or we can't hire you. And I didn't want that to be an issue. Obviously, I have one on my wrist now, so you can always see it. Visible tattoos isn't really an issue with jobs nowadays anyway. They're kind of trying to fix that. But that's why I got it at my hip, because I didn't want it to be super visible, and I didn't know how I would like having a permanent tattoo on me. But I love it. But so I don't regret the tattoo itself. I just wish I would have gotten it smaller or in another location, really. If I got smaller and further down, I think that would probably be better, because it is halfway on my stomach instead of more on my hip. Again, I was 18. It is what it is. First tattoo is never the best tattoo. It really never is, because you don't know what to get, and you're second guessing everything you think of. And originally, I didn't have any color in it whatsoever. And then I put a little bit of red in it. I believe I have a picture of it. If I do, I'll put it right here. And that's when I first drew it up. And as you can see, there's a little bit of red. I'm like, I don't know. I was not sure if I wanted to have red in it, so I put it in there kind of as a thought when I was explaining it to the artist of what I wanted. And he ended up putting a lot more red in it, and I really, really love it. It's black and red. I'm just going to show you guys and explain it to you. So, this is it. As you can see, it's a heart. Yes, it is on my hip, but as you can see, my pants are about right here, so it is a little lower. I feel like I should have had it more over here and smaller, but I had to make it so big so that we could see all the detail in it. So you can see that there is red in it. Like I said, I drew up the design myself. To me, the design, it represents love. It's complicated. It can hurt you. It can spike you. It leaves holes in your heart. It spirals your whole life out of control. So this is how I see love to me. It's beautiful, but it's complicated and it's crazy, and it leaves holes in your heart, and it can hurt you and it can stab you, but it can also be a wonderful, beautiful thing. So that's it means a lot to me, and it reminds me to not love blindly. So, as you guys know, I am married now, and I'm happily married. So it worked for me. I went through a lot of really bad relationships when I was younger, and so this was a reminder to me to keep my eyes open and to not love blindly, and to make sure that I knew what I was in. So it has helped me throughout my entire life, and I am in love happily and married happily. So that was my first tattoo. Love it. My second tattoo is my wrist tattoo, and that's the one I was saying. I know it's kind of hard to see. I'll upload a better picture of it when I first got it, right here. So I got this done in Skowhegan. I don't remember the tattoo's name, the tattoo parlor's name. It was kind of ghetto. Wasn't a fan of it. I went with a friend of mine. She got fabulous, like a crown right here, which is so faded, it's ridiculous. Do not get a tattoo right here. You really shouldn't, because you're writing and it irritates and it fades so much easier. When I get my tattoo, it's going to be more down here, from my wrist to a little bit on my hand, so it's not going to be as badly rubbed and faded and whatnot. You really got to keep up with hand tattoos to make sure they don't fade too much. But I got this for $30. I don't know if you guys can see too well. I know it's super, super hard because it's a weird angle. Oh my goodness. This is not going to work, you guys. But it says Kenzie, which is my niece's name, who you guys have met a couple of times. The K is really beautiful. I love the K. Came out really nice. And the rest of it, there are little imperfections. And it's a very small tattoo. It's very simple. It's not, personally, I don't think it could have came out a lot better. It's not hard to do scripture. So, from the K to the E, there is this little thin gap where they did a very thin line instead of a thick line like the rest of it. The E looks fine. The N looks fine. After the N, going into the Z, they messed up and have a big chunk right there. The Z, yes, there's a line through it. I write my Z's like that, so I want it to look like as if I wrote it on my hand, which I have done throughout my entire life. You always, write love or something, or, you write somebody love on your wrist. Everyone does it in high school with a pen or whatever. And I had written Kenzie, who is my niece, who me and my mother helped raise together. So she is like my first daughter to me. She means a lot to me. So I got it for her. And I put a heart at the end of it because when we were, funny little story, when I was trying to teach Kenzie how to write her name out in cursive, nice and pretty, we were learning how to curl our Y's like this. And she's like, oh, that's cute. She's like, I wish I had like an I or something so I could dot it with a heart. I'm like, well, when you curl your Y, if you want to add a little heart at the end of it, you could. And then she started doing it, and she thought it was the cutest thing. So I put the heart at the end of it like she is writing on her name. And I don't think she does it anymore, but when I was first teaching her how to write her name in cursive, that's what she was doing, and it was just the cutest thing. So it's a memory to me of something me and Kenzie shared together, and she means a lot to me. So even though it's not a perfect tattoo, she's perfect, and so I love it. And I love the location. I got it on my wrist so that I could literally see it every single day. I never forget where it is about it or anything, and she's my world. She is my first child to me. So this is probably the most meaningful tattoo that I have, and I think it always will be. I do plan on expanding it. As I have children, I'm going to make it into a kind of, a word bracelet, I guess. Put one child, connect it from the heart. One child here, have something in the middle here, how she has a heart there, maybe have like a star or something. And then have the other child go around and connect to the curl in her K. So I do plan on having a full wristlet of my children. Kenzie is considered my first child to me. So that's my second tattoo, which I got when I was 21, I believe. 20 or 21, I think I was 21. I'm currently 23. I was 20. I was 20 when I got this tattoo, because I'm currently 23, and I got my last tattoo that I have here 2 years ago. and it's crazy to think that it's 2 years ago, because it's so bright and vivid, and I remember it just so well. It was a completely different experience for my first 2 tattoos. I got it done when I was living in Connecticut with an ex of mine. In Connecticut, it is legal for tattoo people to not have a parlor and to go to people's houses. It's illegal in the state of Maine to do that. But in Connecticut, it's not. And the way the artist explained it to me is the reason why it is illegal in Connecticut and why it should be, and I completely understand this. When you're at a tattoo parlor, there's bacteria on the air, and I mean, yes, on the chairs they do sterilize it, but you can only sterilize things to a certain degree. So there's other people's bacteria in the parlor because they have multiple people coming in as a daily, customers. But when the artist is going to your house, you live in that house. It's your bacteria, and it's bacteria that you're regularly exposed to on a daily basis. So you're less least to get infections when you're around your own bacteria. Because a tattoo is opening a wound, it's making a wound, and then putting ink in it, and then letting the wound heal with the ink still in it. So when you open a wound, it's very easy to get bacterial infections, and so it makes sense to me. So that's what I had done. I don't remember the guy's name or his thing off the top of my head, but I do have it in my phone. He is amazing. If I ever go back to Connecticut, I would love to get another tattoo from him. He was fairly cheap. Oh, I didn't even say the prices as I went through these. I'll tell you at the very end of this how much my tattoo prices were. But this my biggest tattoo is huge. Excuse me, I'm so sorry, I'm talking so much. It is huge, yet it is the same price as my first tattoo, which is not even half the size as my huge one. So it does make a difference. I mean, he was able to give, and still does give, such better prices because he doesn't have to pay rent on a parlor, because he owns his own stuff. He doesn't have to pay rent on a big studio. He just buys what he needs, so he's able to, he doesn't have to charge as much. So it is, if you guys cannot afford to get so many tattoos, get the bigger tattoos, go to Connecticut and ask around. I can guarantee you'll find somebody who can do it for half the price that most people can. I don't know where else in the U.S. it is illegal to do at-home tattoos, like home visit tattoos, they call it. They go into a parlor, but it is a cheaper route, and he is a very, very talented artist, and I wish I remembered his name off the top of my head, but I don't. If I find it, I will try and drop a link right about here-ish of his website, if I have one, if I can find it. If not, I'm really sorry, guys. I will try and look into that, and hopefully I'll say it on one of the videos coming up if I can find it. Not guaranteed. But he's amazing, and so this is my next tattoo. I am going to have to move the camera onto the floor and lay down so you guys can see this, because it's on my leg. I'm sure you guys saw it in a couple of my previous videos, but I want to get really close up so you guys can see everything. So I'm going to move the camera, so give me 1 second. Okay. Hi. So, this is it. I know, right? Isn't it gorgeous? So this is the favorite tattoo. I love it. Okay. So it is my favorite flower. Well, 2 of my favorite flowers. They're the same flower, but one's closed, one's open. They're different colors. They are tulips. The reason why I love tulips so much is they are rare. They only come in the springtime. So they are very rare. They are simple, but they're elegant. They come in different colors. I love them. So I also drew this one up myself. It is altered, of course. The vines was the actual, I was unsure how I wanted the vines. When I told my artist who did this how I wanted the vines, I explained it as I kind of wanted to be like tribal, with like hooks and curls, and to look a little more hard. So he came up with this, and I absolutely love it to pieces. This piece down here that is going up on top of my ankle here, it was originally going to go all the way around and come down here and have a little piece that's supposed to go down here. And it had a couple of leaves and some swirls on it and some hooks, like the hooks are up here. But as we did this part, it got extremely tender, and my whole ankle and foot was in so much pain I could not bear. That was the only part that hurt. The rest of this felt almost nothing. It was super easy sitting. I only took one break because I wanted to eat. But the only part that hurt was down here by my ankle. So we stopped it right here instead of going all the way around, because once we got there, I'm like, I don't even know if I would like it, so let's just stop. This is more than enough for me, and the pain was too much to keep going around my ankle. Anyway, I have no clue how people do ankle and feet tattoos. I have no idea. It was so bad. But the rest of this, I felt little to no pain. So this is my favorite tattoo. The reasoning behind it is very deep to me. It's a reminder to be happy, but to be aware of the things that can happen in life, and everything that happens in life happens for a reason. This is a dark tattoo, dark purple tulip. It's closed and dark to resemble sadness, death, depression, bad things that happen in life. And then you go up these beautiful vines to the open, happy, beautiful, open, light-colored yellow and orange tulip that represents happiness, good things happening in life, rebirth. So it's a balance of life and death. And to keep happy, but to remember that bad things do happen, but they all go hand in hand. They all are connected, and everything happens for a reason. So that's it. It's a good reminder for me, and I love it. And as you guys can see, if you probably get a little closer, so you guys can see better. Sorry guys. Goodness gracious. Well, that's not gonna work. Anyway, if you guys got really close to it, if I can do this. There we go. You can see that it is not fully shaded in anywhere whatsoever. It has a lot of skin breaks in it. I want it to be that way, so it's more a part of me than just a sticker you slack on. I want it to have skin breaks in it, so it looks like it's a part of me. Excuse me, sorry guys. So that is my favorite tattoo. I love it so much. It is the best. I love it so much. I've had it for 2 years, and it is still my favorite, and I just can't get over it. So, that is it. Hope you guys love it. So, I'm not going to get up right now. So, oh, I am, because this is really uncomfortable down here. Give me 1 second. One of those videos where you're just moving around all day and just can't stay still and pick a spot. Okay. Better. Hi. So those are my 3 tattoos. The heart was $125. That was my first tattoo. $125 US dollars, of course. A baby tattoo in Newport. Love it. Do not regret it. Just regret getting it so big. Should have gotten a little smaller. But it is what it is. My Kenzie tattoo was $30, which was in Sohegan. Do not remember the name of the parlor, but didn't like it. I don't regret it at all. I wish I would have gotten it from somebody else, or that I would have looked at it before I left and had him retouch it. Maybe I'll get it retouched someday. I don't know, but I don't regret any of my tattoos. My last one was also $125. Same as my first heart, which, you know, you can definitely see $125 for a fist tattoo, fist-sized tattoo on my hip, versus going to Connecticut and having a home visit for $125 as my whole leg. So it does depend on where you're going, who's doing it. Everyone's different. Prices get different with different people. So I got a bargain and a half on my leg tattoo. I mean, $125. Amazing. If I got that done at BB's tattoo, it would have been probably $300. At least 2. So those are my 3 tattoos. I plan on getting my wrist one next, and then next year or 2, hopefully getting my quarter sleeve. I'm so sorry, guys. Just having one of those days where I'm like super like ugh. So I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give me a thumbs up. If you guys want to see anything else, like I said, this was kind of by request. A lot of people have like, oh my god, I love your tattoos. I'd love to see them all, because you guys just see a couple of my videos. If there's anything else you guys want me to do, drop comments down below. I definitely do everything you guys ask me, like the apartment, my apartment tour. That was by request. So don't be afraid. No question is a stupid question. No idea is a stupid idea. If you guys not hit the subscribe button down below yet, make sure you do. You'll see me every single day. I'll see you guys tomorrow for tomorrow's review on Now You See Me Too. The movie was so good. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.